I know it might be hard for you to see it, but I want you to understand. Everything takes time to build. You're a work in progress. You got to remember, everyone has a starting place where they must be formed from. Correction. Everybody has a starting place in which they must be grown from. But you got to understand that it's okay to not know who you are as of yet. But what you got to understand, you have a Father in heaven who's right here with you. See, he is putting in overtime, just the same way that the enemy is working overtime to try to distract you, trying to make you consumed with doubt, fear, anxiety. You got to understand, with God, he's always going to fight on your behalf for the sake of your unity with him. See, each season that we go through, each storm that we are presently and currently in, we have to understand God is allowing us to go through these things to learn about the truth that he has hidden within us. See, it's an attack on your mind to make you feel as if you're lowering yourself. But God allows there to be storms to show us that we're more stronger than what we think. He allows storms to form to draw us closer to him. He allows storms to birth an identity. Because when we as people get sick and tired of being sick and tired, it starts the progression of us thinking differently. So God has to allow there to be problems. God has to allow there to be obstacles, all to make you view and think differently. See, it's okay to be tired, but are you afraid? See, it's not okay to be afraid, because you got to understand you have a God who's so powerful that when he says something, every tongue, every demon, everybody must bow down and they must confess that he is the God of all. What you got to understand is you're meant to be a ruler in God's kingdom. God never created a peasant. You're viewing yourself that you're not important, but God said you're more important than anything that you could imagine. God says in Proverbs 29 verse 16, when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. What you got to understand is there comes a time where we all had things that we are tied to, in which the enemy wants us to be and view ourselves and conduct ourselves as the wicked. But when you have a calling over your life, just like all of us do, even though you may have people who are speaking on you, saying that you'll never be anything, say that you'll never come out of that, what you got to understand is, regardless of how we view ourselves and regardless of how the people around us are doing us, you got to understand that God says that the righteous shall see the fall of you being wicked, the fall of the people around you who are speaking ill on you. Everything that the enemy attached to you will fall and it will break, because you are God's child. Stay encouraged. You're almost there.